Merry Christmas. Hare Krishna.
We got the appropriate background music.
Yeah. So we went out for a walk and we were going to do a reading out by the canal.
Yeah.
But it's pouring down with rain now, so we ducked into nearby Costa place, and hopefully we won't get accosted. And take care, mate. And yeah, so we're going to do our reading here. So where are we? What's happening? So please ignore the background music and sound. That's what's happening.
Canto 3, chapter 19, text 34. Should be able to finish the chapter able to read uninterrupted, because there's only 4 verses left.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Alright, chapter 34. What to speak of hearing the pastimes of the Lord, whose chest is marked with Srivas.
Maybe you can whisper a little lower. I can't even hear you. I'm sitting next to you. I doubt if the people at home can hear you. And the mic is over here.
Oh dear me.
Anyway, go ahead.
You
just speak
go
a little
ahead
louder.
and I'll sort myself
There's
out.
no one here.
What
Don't need
to
to hold it like that.
Yeah, it's not easy. Oh. Text 34. What to speak of hearing the pastimes of the Lord, whose chest is marked with Srivas. People may take transcendental pleasure even in hearing of the works and deeds of the devotees, whose fame is immortal. Purport. Bhagavatam literally means the pastimes of the Lord and the Lord's devotees. For example, there are pastimes of Lord Krishna and narrations of devotees like Prahlad, Dhruva and Maharaj Ambarish. Both pastimes pertain to the Supreme Personality of Godhead because the devotees' pastimes are in relation with Him. The Mahabharata, for example, the history of the Pandavas and their activities, is sacred because the Pandavas had a direct relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Any thoughts?
Interesting, it says that the Bhagavatam definition of that, the Bhagavatam literally means the pastimes of the Lord and the Lord's devotees.
Yeah, Bhagavat. There's the book Bhagavat, the person Bhagavat. Of course, devotees are also considered persons Bhagavat because they repeat the glories of the Lord, of the Supreme Bhagavan, you know. So, yeah, Bhagavatam is the pastimes of the Lord and the Lord's devotees, right? I mean, all the pages. Right now we're reading about Shukadeva Goswami conversing with Parikshit Maharaj, and we already did this, you know, and all those persons are devotees of the Lord who are glorified because they glorified the Lord. Did I interrupt?
Sort of, but not to worry. Text 35.
It's my turn to read, right?
Yeah.
Personality of God had delivered the king of the elephants, who was attacked by an alligator, and who meditated upon the lotus feet of the Lord. At that time, the female elephants who accompanied him were crying, and the Lord saved them from the impending danger. Purport. The example of the elephant in danger who was saved by the Supreme Lord is especially cited here because even if one is an animal, there's hope for me. He can approach the personality of Godhead in devotional service, whereas even a demigod cannot approach the Supreme Person unless he is a devotee. That's interesting. So there's hope even for an animal. Prabhupada points out that this verse is cited here specifically for that purpose, to just show how exalted, you know, the Lord is, and even an animal can approach him. Any thoughts?
Yeah. It's good. Text 36. What grateful soul is there who would not render his loving service to such a great master as the personality of Godhead? The Lord can be easily pleased by spotless devotees who resort exclusively to Him for protection, though the unrighteous man finds it difficult to propitiate Him.
Propitiate.
Purport. Every living entity, especially persons in the human race, must feel grateful for the benedictions offered by the grace of the Supreme Lord. Anyone, therefore, with a simple heart of gratefulness must be Krishna conscious and offer devotional service to the Lord. Those who are actually thieves and rogues do not recognize or acknowledge the benedictions offered to them by the Supreme Lord, and they cannot render Him devotional service. Ungrateful persons are those who do not understand how much benefit they are deriving by the arrangement of the Lord. They enjoy the sunshine and moonshine, and they get free water, free of charge, yet they do not feel grateful but simply go on enjoying these gifts of the Lord. Therefore, they must be called thieves and rogues. It's true. The other day they launched this multi-billion pound initiative by NASA. Don't get me started on NASA, and it was a collaboration. I think England, Britain was involved in other countries and that, but to launch this rocket into space to go beyond space to see how it all began. It's like, oh my God, what? First of all, okay, it's easy to say just read the sacred text, any sacred text as such, Okay, some people that's like too simple and easy. But like Prabhupada is saying here, you get your sunshine and your moonshine, you get your water for free.
When they say moonshine, of course, it means light from the moon.
Yeah, I was going to
Being from America, and especially the southern states of America, you say moonshine to someone, it means something else. But anyway,
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for that. But they can't acknowledge how these this is the height of demonism, where first I need to go into space. Like I think one of the Russian astronauts many decades ago said, well, I went out into space and I didn't see no God, so there's no God. Okay. And then to spend so much money, billions and billions of pounds to send this Sputnik, as it says, into space, to go beyond space, to see what? Why don't you acknowledge the miracle of a blade of grass with all its veins and how it all comes out and how it's made up? It's so intricate if you put it under a microscope. And accept that you can't even do that with your puny little brains. So then you have to go somewhere, and it's like going in another direction. Let's just distract them over there, because I can't solve the problems of life. I know I can't get worked up too much about this.
Text 37. O Brahmanas, anyone who hears, chants, or takes pleasure in the wonderful narration of the killing of the Hiranyaksha demon by the Lord, who appeared as the first boar in order to deliver the world, is at once relieved of the results of sinful activities, even the killing of a Brahmin. Well, that's great. Who's that? That's all of you. But of course, anyone who hears and chants or takes pleasure. So we're hearing and we're chanting, and hopefully we've taken a little bit of pleasure in hearing about this narration and pastime. So that means we'll be relieved of all sinful activities. Well, that's good.
Even the sin of killing a Brahmana.
Well, hopefully no one out there has killed a Brahmana, but we never know what we've done in our previous lives. Purport. Since the personality of Godhead is in the absolute position, there is no difference between His pastimes and His personality. Anyone who hears about the pastimes of the Lord associates with the Lord directly. So we're associating with the Lord directly. And one who associates directly with the Lord is certainly freed from all sinful activities, even to the extent of killing a Brahmana, which is considered the most sinful activity in the material world. That's the most sinful activity, to kill a Brahmana. Whew. One should be very eager to hear about the activities of the Lord from the bona fide source, the pure devotee. If one simply gives oral reception to the narration and accepts the glories of the Lord, then he is qualified. The impersonalist philosophers cannot understand the activities of the Lord. They think that all his activities are Maya. Therefore, they are called Mayavadis. Since everything to them is Maya, these narrations are not for them. Some impersonalists are reluctant to hear Srimad Bhagavatam, although many of them are now taking an interest in it just for monetary gain. Actually, however, they have no faith. On the contrary, they describe it in their own way. We should therefore not hear from the Mayavadis. We have to hear from Sutta Goswami or Maitreya, who actually present the narrations as they are, and only then can we relish the pastimes of the Lord. Otherwise, the effects on the neophyte audience will be poisonous. So we discussed that before anyway, but it's interesting. Prabhupada mentions here the effects on the neophyte audience. So if someone is advanced, they wouldn't be disturbed like a Hamsa or a Paramahamsa. They would be able to remove the milk from the water, or separate the milk from the water, so they would be able to maybe remove the poison, but still they wouldn't want to hear. But a neophyte may hear and become affected adversely. Yeah, so Prabhupada gets into explaining about the impersonalists and the Mayavadis, but it's a nice point about the devotees being purified of sinful reactions and activities because they're associating with the Lord directly simply by this hearing process, or simply because we're all trying to hear, then we're associating with the Lord and we're becoming purified of sinful activity and sinful mentality, proclivity, and inclination like that. Any thoughts?
Now, the final text, text 38. This most sacred narrative confers extraordinary merit, wealth, fame, longevity, and all the objects of one's desire. On the field of battle, it promotes the strength of one's vital organs and organs of action. One who listens to it at the last moment of his life is transferred to the supreme abode of the Lord, O dear Shonaka.
There you go. This is a section to read on the verge of death. So it says.
Purport. Devotees are generally attracted by the narratives of the pastimes of the Lord, and even though they do not prosecute austerities or meditation, this very process of hearing attentively about the pastimes of the Lord will endow them with innumerable benefits, such as wealth, fame, longevity, and other desirable aims of life. If one continues to share Srimad Bhagavatam, which is full of narratives of the pastimes of the Lord, at the end of this life, one is sure to be transferred to the eternal, transcendental abode of the Lord.
Wow. All glories to subscribers of Bhagavatam Bites, those who are listening.
Thus, hearers are benefited both ultimately and for as long as they are in the material world. That is a supreme, sublime result of engaging in devotional service. The beginning of devotional service is to spare some time and listen to Srimad Bhagavatam from the right source. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also recommended 5 items of devotional service, namely to serve the devotees of the Lord, to chant Hare Krishna, to hear Srimad Bhagavatam, to worship the deity of the Lord, and to live in a place of pilgrimage. Just performing these 5 activities can deliver one from the miserable condition of material life.
Jai Haribol, wonderful, amazing. So, there you go. Thoughts?
Yeah, it's such a simple process, and yet it's so heavy in its returns.
Simple process, but heavy in its returns. Heavy means?
Weighted. Simple process doesn't mean like a lightweight response. It's very intense and heavy. In
Response means the reciprocation or the benefits you get.
Yeah, thank you for.
I'm just trying to clarify my own. Just trying to clarify my own mind, and in case someone at home was questioning it, also because I was. So, That's what I do. Yeah, weighty response. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the 3rd canto, 19th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled The Killing of the Demon Hiranyaksha. Haribol! So let's give it a little sneak peek. Ooh, okay. So now next is the conversation between Maitreya and Vidura. So it looks like the conversation will continue as it does, I think, even up to the 5th canto, I think. Not sure, yeah, 5th canto almost for sure. But okay, so we'll see you next time. Thank you very much for tuning in to Bhagavatam Bites.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Have a Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.